What's up, traders? Welcome back to 5 Daily Impulses. Ready for another wild ride on the market roller coaster? Today, we're breaking down the top 4 things driving the market. The VIX, Fear and Greed Index, Market Analyzer, and the latest from Forex Factory. First up, the VIX, our market fear meter, is at 15.86, down 0.03, a drop of 0.19%. The Fear and Greed Index, sitting at 65%, leaning towards greed today. As for the Market Analyzer, the E-mini S&P 500 is at 86,000, the Dow's at 12,000, and the Nasdaq's hitting 53,000. For the news, keep an eye on the S&P/CS Composite -20 HPI year over year at 9 a.m. and the CB Consumer Confidence and Richmond Manufacturing Index at 10 a.m. Here's the latest update on U.S. stock futures, rising a bit as traders check out the Fed's recent comments on last week's big interest rate cut. Investors are keeping an eye on Governor Michelle Bowman. She's the only one who voted against the big move. And on the other side, Boeing just dropped their best and final salary offer to striking workers. First impulse, futures on the rise. U.S. stock futures are climbing, boosted by the Fed's comments on the recent rate cut that pumped up Wall Street yesterday. By 3:22 a.m., Dow futures were up 37 points, 0.1%. S&P 500 futures added 8 points, 0.1%, and Nasdaq 100 futures rose 47 points, 0.2%. On Monday, the Dow, S&P 500, and Nasdaq saw gains as investors responded to the Fed's 50 basis points rate cut. Fed officials like Neil Kashkari, Raphael Bostic, and Austin Goolsbee backed the decision and hinted at more cuts later this year. Some new data also showed that U.S. business activity stayed steady in September, with prices for goods and services rising at the fastest pace in 6 months. These numbers, along with the latest Personal Consumption Expenditures (PCE) index, one of the Fed's favorite inflation indicators, could offer an updated view of inflation in the world's largest economy. According to CME Group's FedWatch tool, there's now a 53% chance that the Fed will cut rates again by half a point at its November meeting. Second impulse, Bowman speaks up. Traders are waiting for comments from Fed Governor Michelle Bowman, who was the only one against the recent rate cut. Bowman will speak at 9 a.m. at the annual Kentucky Bankers Association convention. Last week, she said she supported a smaller quarter-point cut, arguing that a bigger move could send the wrong message, making people think the Fed had already won the fight against inflation. She also pointed out that core inflation, which excludes food and energy prices, is still above the Fed's 2% target. "We're not there yet with inflation," Bowman said last Friday, adding that a smaller cut would avoid overheating demand. Third impulse, Boeing's final salary offer. Boeing has put a better offer on the table for over 30,000 striking workers in the Pacific Northwest, but the union isn't voting on it yet. Boeing's latest offer includes a 30% pay raise over 4 years, better retirement benefits, and a bigger signing bonus for workers who accept before Friday. Boeing says this is their best and final offer. But the main union, IMO District 751, isn't impressed, saying the offer came without proper negotiations. Boeing insists they gave it to both the union and the workers. Solving this strike is crucial for Boeing, as a longer strike could hurt their finances more, with production delays and more scrutiny on their safety record. Fourth impulse, Chinese stocks jump on stimulus. Chinese stocks surged over 4% on Tuesday, including the Shanghai Shenzhen CSI 300, Shanghai Composite, and Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index after new stimulus measures from Beijing. China's central bank, the PBOC, cut bank reserve requirements by 50 basis points to free up more cash in the system. The government also slashed rates on existing mortgages to help the struggling housing market. Bloomberg reports that China's government might pump 500 billion yuan, around $70.8 billion, into local markets for liquidity. These moves follow Monday's cut in short-term lending rates by the PBOC, all aimed at keeping growth up as the world's second-largest economy deals with deflation and a housing market slump. Fifth impulse, oil prices climb. Oil prices rose on Tuesday, supported by China's stimulus measures and rising tensions in the Middle East. By 3:23 a.m., Brent crude was up 1.2%, trading at $74.08 a barrel, while US WTI crude rose 1.4%, hitting $71.34 a barrel. China's big stimulus moves have boosted hopes for stronger oil demand from the world's largest importer. Traders, Here are 5 impulses, things you should keep an eye on today if you're aiming to make smart decisions. So what's on your mind today? What's keeping you up or making you excited? Let me know below and let's trade smart. Happy trading. See you tomorrow, fam.